My report is on the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake. On December 26th at 7:58 local time, an earthquake struck 160 miles off the coast of Sumatra in the Indian Ocean. The quake lasted nearly 10 minutes and moved a full 750 miles of underwater fault line Earth up to 40 feet when the Indian tectonic plate was subducted by the Burma plate. Early estimates placed it at a 9 on the Richter scale, but have since changed that to a 9.3, placing it just behind the 1960 Chile earthquake that was the largest ever recorded at a 9.5. The movement on the seafloor displaced massive amounts of water, triggering tsunamis that had more than 2 times the energy of all bombs dropped during World War II. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands were affected so heavily by the earthquake that they lurched southeast towards Sumatra by as much as 1.25 meters and twisted counterclockwise. The island sank by a meter, and the sea swallowed much of the former coastline, causing the country to have to change the maps of their coastlines. Within 15 minutes of the quake, tsunami waves were crashing into Sumatra, Indonesia. The northern region of the island, Aceh, had waves of 80 to 100 feet come crashing down, wiping out entire communities. The death toll for Indonesia alone was between 130 to 160,000 people, with 500,000 people left homeless. The waves eventually hit 14 countries and reached as far as 5,000 miles away to South Africa. The earthquake also triggered other earthquakes as far away as Alaska. The high death toll from the earthquake was due mainly to the tsunamis and the fact that these areas affected had little to no early warning and were mostly poor regions with little to no infrastructure. Most nations hit by tsunamis were poor and impoverished and were unable to respond to the disaster alone and required international aid. Aid did pour in from all over the world, with an estimated monetary value sent to the areas affected at 14 billion US dollars. Though support for the disaster was high, some areas still have not recovered both physically and economically. And here's my bibliography page, and that is my report over the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunamis.